face many struggles as a single mom. Ishna shares a major struggle she faces in caring for herself and her daughter.
Put yourself through college and now you're drowning in student loan debt. You're struggling to keep up on bills. You pay rent and daycare, and last week you only had $28 in your bank account. Despite your struggles, you have spent your life serving others and volunteer your little bit of free time to help the homeless in your community, which is quite something. I mean, you just made me feel so bad about myself. That's awesome what you do. That is awesome. So,
women play a crucial role in the workplace, but they weren't always accepted in this area. When women began to work, it wasn't all at once. Instead, it was gradual. Still today, we see more men in the workplace than women. Women have closed the gap from 24% more men in the workforce to only 5.6% more men over the past century.
I think that one of the biggest obstacles that I've had to overcome has been making sure my voice is heard and utilizing my voice. Even as a student in high school and college, I was very slow to speak up and I wouldn't share my thoughts as freely. So now that's an obstacle that I have to overcome constantly, is just be more confident in sharing my thoughts and making sure that my coworkers are hearing what I have to say and understanding the meaning, and recognizing that my ideas have value.
In the political world, the first woman to serve in Congress was Republican Jeannette Rankin in 1917. Since then, numbers have begun to grow for women in Congress. However, in 2015, there are still only 88 out of 441 members who are women. The share of women in state and national political offices has grown over the years, but remains far below representative of the nation as a whole. They make up 50% of the U.S. population, but less than 20% of governors and Congress members. Progress has been made, but it's now leveling off again as women get discouraged from entering politics. Women had been underrepresented in politics, the workplace, and the household. Due to this behavior, many women come together to form an activist movement. There were several groups formed to battle the fight that became the women's rights movement. Many important women, such as Elizabeth Stanton, Alice Paul, among others, advocated for more than just the right to vote, but also for the equality to be spread throughout all aspects of society, household, politics, and workplace. With the hopeful activism, the mindset of many will be shifted as to how they view women. When the hours spent doing chores in a household are compared between men and women, women outweigh men by about 10 hours each week on average. Women are still expected to hold full-time jobs just as men would, but they are also expected to put in almost double the hours in household chores. Today, we think of women as a vital component of our workforce. However, they are not always treated as such. Women on average are paid 76 cents less than men for the same occupation, often just because they are female. Katie Ralston currently works as the Membership Service Manager at Fargo-Moorhead, West Fargo's Chamber of Commerce, and is advocate for change and improvement of women's rights and respect.
There's a generational shift happening right now, and so I'm very fortunate to work for an organization that embraces women and their ideas and empowers them, but I don't know if that's the same for all workplaces. But because of leadership within different companies, kind of depending on the generation that they come from, they might be a little slower to transition and recognize the same things that my workplace does. That gender doesn't play a role in potential.
Although more women are entering the workforce, they often remain as low-level management. Less than 5% of Fortune 500 companies have female CEOs. One issue keeping women out of office is that they are not able to get the ballot in the first place. They have been encouraged to take care of children and their house, which makes them less confident to run for office. Currently, there are only 7 cabinet-level positions occupied by women, and 3 in the U.S. Supreme Court. Out of 535 seats in Congress, women are only 105, which accounts for only 19.6%.
No wonder we are in such trouble in this country. We've been choosing our national leadership from 6% of the country.
Modern times, women have been able to acquire many rights and opportunities. Although basic rights have been open to women, there is still a major gap between men and women. Minds have been shaped to believe that men are better accommodated to serve as contributors of society, while women are looked at simply as an option. This mindset among individuals led to the spark of the second wave feminist movement, with many organizations such as AWID focused their efforts on enhanced equality opportunities for both genders, not simply in basic rights, but recognition of the role women can play in society.
It was my scary first step as an activist, a word I never imagined that I would use to describe myself. So each time a man or woman stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lots of others, or strikes out against injustice, the spectrum of the feminist movement are building an unstoppable current for which we need ripples of hope from every age, race, ability, walk of life, from every human experience. I feel gender equality is as important as any of the other goals that we are here to discuss.
People see I am a mother and a head of the household. Today in Chile, 1/3 of households are run by women. They wake up, take the children to school, go to work. To them, I am hope. Michelle Bachelet reminds us of the important roles of women and wives. They bring hope to women around the world. It is important that women make their voice heard, loud and clear. Now is the time for the women of the workforce to gain their equal pay, opportunity, and respect.
The role of women can be strengthened in the workplace by helping women manage their goals in a realistic way so that they can continue to progress in the way they want to, and that continuous progression, I think, will help to solidify the true potential of women and will help reinforce what women are capable of in the workforce. And so if we continue to celebrate women's accomplishments, whether it be personal and professional, and kind of the collaboration of both, I think that will
create greater strides for women in politics. We must be encouraging of them to even begin, even if it's only by taking smaller levels of offices.
Our Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a Democrat of Florida. And why do you think there are few women in politics? Because we've made so many strides in other areas.
Well, we've made strides in politics too, but we, as the saying goes, have a long way to go. I think for the same reasons that we've always struggled. Women are socialized really not to self-recruit. They often wait to be asked. The women that I've talked to, and Marsha and I both are involved in recruiting women to run for office with both of our parties. Women often wait till everything's perfect, especially moms. They have to be able to figure out every single aspect of their lives before they decide to run. And then, they often, sadly, don't think they're qualified. We've made progress, and we've got younger women who've been elected to Congress, Tulsi Gabbard and Kirsten Sinema, who are, both in their 30s, which is fantastic. And, we just got to keep making a concerted effort.
You say we should encourage women to join politics?
I think just obviously it's something huge to run for a big seat like Congress, or even with the last presidential race we saw what could have potentially been the first woman president of the United States. And so I think starting at the local level, we need to kind of rally the troops to get them running for even small positions like school board and city commission and things like that. So I think it's really kind of a grassroots movement to get more women involved.
Women have come a long way with activism, and it has allowed for change to happen. With new ways to express the desire for complete gender equality, activists and supporters will reach the goal of shifting the outlook on women. Whether it is marching, protesting, voicing opinions, or writing about women and their role in society, activism will live on until gender equality is accomplished, and with this, communities will be aware of the amazing role women have on society. Women have such a monumental impact on our lives that the gravity of them not being here for a day would be felt. The lion's share of household chores would go undone. A majority of volunteers would not report for duty. Roughly 10,829 babies would not be born. College classes would be left relatively empty. America's children would not learn as much. 4% of Fortune 500 companies would be left without a CEO. About 15% of executives in large companies would vanish. Almost 15% of the military would disappear. Overall, women leave a staggering impact on the world around them.